Okay. So, guys, in the previous program, in the previous session, we created a program to upload the text file into internal table, and we displayed the data, and we downloaded the internal table data into one local file, right? So downloading or uploading by using GUI upload and GUI download, from where we are able to select the file from your local system that should be available in your local system in some folder, right?
GUI upload is only for text files.
Yes, we use only for text files. For Excel files, we have a different function modules. I'll show you that. So, but from where we can pick these files? Can we pick these files which are in the servers or in some server folders? No, these files should be available in your local system. Only those files can be uploaded. Okay, clear? Now we need to add one more option. When we need to select the file, do we have any option to select the browse the system files in your folder? We need to type it manually, right? We don't have any F4 help to browse the files in the system. So we need to add F4 help so that user can easily browse files in the system. So how can you add that? We have a function module. What is the transaction code to check the function modules?
SC37.
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 We have a function module F4 file name. What is the function module? F4 file name. What is the use of this function module? Execute it. Execute it. I think we need to provide the file parameter name. We are missing some mandatory input. Anyway, we'll see that in the program. So what is the use of this function module? This function module help the user to browse the files in the system. To browse the files in the system. Just like when you are trying to upload something. So for example, in your Gmail, if you are trying to attach something, it will show one folder, right? Where you can check all the files in the system and select one file. Here also it will show one pop-up screen where you can search the files in the system and select one file. Okay. So what is the function module we can use for that? F4 file name. So here for that we need to use a event at selection screen event. In at selection screen event we need to add this F4 file name. This is called dynamic search help. Also called dynamic search help. How can you add dynamic search help? By using at selection screen on value request. At selection screen on, very important one. What is the event that we can use for dynamic search helps? At selection screen on value request for which field? This one, parameter p underscore file. Okay. At selection screen on value request. What is the use of this at selection screen on value request event? For dynamic search helps. Is everyone able to hear?
So,
Yes, sir.
And for file name, what we need to pass? It will return a file path, whatever the file you selected. So for file name, we need to pass the parameter. It will automatically populate the selected file path. Okay. But before that, what is the mandatory thing we need to check? We are passing this file name to this file name exporting parameter, right? First, we need to check whether both are referring to the same type or not. Go to the F4 file name. Go to F4 file name and go check exporting. What is the type of this? Like this one. Double click on this to know the data element of this. Type local file. Type local file. What is the data type of this? Character 128, right? Type local file character 128. But what is the type of our parameter?
String.
String, right? So can we pass? Can we pass p underscore file here? This is string type, and
This is
this
string
this
type,
this is
and
a
this
character
this
128.
is a character one.
Is it going to work?
No.
It may not work properly. For that, what we need to do? Define one variable data lv underscore path type local file. I think the data element name is local file. Type local file. Now instead of parameter, first pass this variable. Once the execution is completed, pass the variable value to parameter. Okay. Why we are doing this? Because this file name exporting parameter type is character 128. Our parameter, whatever we are taking here, is a string, right? There is a type mismatch. That's why we created one variable with character 128 and once the execution is completed, and we are passing the same value to parameter. Okay, clear? Is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Now execute the program. Now if you observe, you have a F4 option, right? Search help option. Click on this, browse the files, like go to the file, like the folder where you have file. Select the file. So it is automatically populating file path. Now execute it, right? So what we have added here, what we did here by using on value request, that selection screen on value request, what we did here, dynamic search help, which we added in the program level. So how to add search help in the program level?
Using
In
function.
net selection screen event.
By using at selection screen on value request. Okay, by using at selection screen on value request, we can add dynamic search helps, not only for this file path. If there are any other field which we need to add some search help, F4 help, so you can use set selection screen on value request event. Okay, when you are explaining about the events, so when we are explaining about at selection screen event, these are the additional events we have in net selection screen. At selection screen on is one, at selection screen on field, and at selection screen on value request. Okay, there is one more event, at selection screen output. So that is to dynamically change the selection screen. I'll show you that later. For dynamic search helps, at selection screen on value request. Okay, so that you can select the files, browse the files. We have method also. Some class method is also available for the same purpose. You can use either method or this function module. Okay, for GUI upload also we have methods available, but they do same functionality what this GUI upload function module is doing. You can also use class methods. So in this program we worked with tab separated files, right? Tab separated files.
Yes,
How
sir.
to work with comma separated files? How to work with comma separated files? We'll check that. Or I'll do one thing. I'll copy this program into a new program. I will change this as I'll use some separator. I'll use some pipe separator. You can use any separator. Find tab. No, it's not working. Tab is not working here. Okay, no other way. Save the file. So it is pipe separated file. If I use pipe separated file here in the same function module, is it going to read? Is that GUI upload is able to read the data into internal table if you use pipe separated files? If there is a tab separator, the function module can identify the tab space. But for other separators, function module cannot identify that separator. We need to write a different functionality to convert that separator like data with separator into individual internal table fields. Okay. For that, we need one raw data type. Initially, it will consider how it will consider. Initially, we need to consider this complete record as one value, right? One value string, and then we need to split this value into multiple fields and need to append it to our actual internal table. So how can we do that? First, to define one more type structure. Name this as raw data, and this raw data contains one or record. I'll name it as record type. I'll take some string type. So there is only one field, that is record, in this type structure. Now define one internal table. I defined one internal table with raw data structure. So this contains only one field, that is record. That record is going to read the raw data from the file. And here, instead of in GUI upload, instead of data, we need to pass raw data tab. First check how the data will be LT raw, not an internal table. Why? What is the type we have used?
We
Okay,
define
file
structure one.
standard table of. First, let's see how the file is going to read this raw data. I think we need to remove this hash field separator option because we are not using tab space, right? So in GUI upload, don't pass hash field separator. This one, comment this, comment this, and
Comment this and
now check, keep a
now check,
breakpoint.
keep a breakpoint.
Subars is 0.
Bars is 0.
So
Okay.
this internal table
So
content,
this internal table content,
please someone mute.
could you please someone mute?
My voice is repeating. Okay. So how we are able to read the value as a single field, the complete record as a single value we have taken into our raw data internal table. Now what we need to do? We need to split this data into individual fields, right? How can we do that? So we read raw data into one internal table. Now we have data in this LT raw internal table. That is raw data, same as file. How we maintain the record in the file? We got the same format data in LT raw. Now let me know how to convert this data into an internal table format. This format with different fields. How to convert this raw data into internal table. How to process internal table data? We need to loop it, right? If
Yes,
subars
son.
equal to 0, then loop LT raw, sorry, into data of ls underscore raw and loop. Now record by record raw data will be looping, right? Now what we need to do? We need to convert that raw data into our internal table format, right? So first time first record will come. So that contains a complete record with separator, right? Yes or no?
Yes, son.
Now what we need to do? We need to convert into this format, right? For that we'll take one internal table with the same type. This our data internal table type. ls underscore data type ty underscore data. Now this how many fields we have here? 4 fields: employee ID, employee name, salary, and city. This raw data contains only single field. that contains the complete record with the separator. Now what we need to do? We need to split that record into individual values, right? What is the statement we can use to split the data? Split, split ls raw. What is the field name? Record, right? Record. That is the field we have taken, right, in type structure. Data will be available in this record. Split ls record into, sorry, at which one? Where we need to split the field?
LT date.
No, at pipe separator. Wherever we find this separator, we should split that. Split this record at this symbol, and where you need to place the values after splitting into ls underscore data hyphen mpid mention all the fields in the sequence order. E-name, salary, city, right? We need to split the record into multiple fields wherever we find this separator, and after splitting it, append
LS date.
right? We missed comma. So what is the type of salary? We can apply these string operations like split, concatenate on what type of data types? Character data types. Okay, we can apply string, concatenate, these kind of operations are only on character types.
Okay.
Let me change it to some character type. Later we can convert into numerical type once we are able to split that value. Okay, or what is the alternative? Without changing it, what we can do? I'll do like this. Without changing the type, what is the workaround we can do? I won't take this one directly. I will take one variable like this. And after this, after the split statement, I'll pass that value to the salary. ls underscore data hyphen salary equal to lv underscore value. Okay. So most of the times when we are working with upload programs, right, we'll be having issues with numerical values and date values. So if you use different date format, upload will fail. So we need to be careful when we are taking the date formats. Check, no syntax errors. Now execute it. F4, select the file. File selected. Press execute. Raw data uploaded. No exceptions raised. Check the data. So this is the raw data. So each record contains all the values with separator. Pipe separator we have taken. Now we need to split the data into one internal table data. Now we are looping. Now this record contains, first time, this record contains the raw data and we split that data into LS data, work area, right? We have populated, we split the record and populated it to individual fields. What we are doing, we are appending it to internal tables. We'll continue the same process for the all six records, six raw data records available in the internal table, and display whatever you want. Cannot be interpreted as a number where it this error. There is some type exception we need to check. Okay, looks like when it is trying to download, there is some issue. Download or upload, not sure. There is some issue at one particular specific value. There is some issue because it is trying to pass Hyderabad to salary. Why that is happening? Let's check. We can check like what is that specific value also. If you go to ST22, you can check all the details. So what it is saying, it is trying to pass Hyderabad to the salary. An attempt was made to interpret value Hyderabad as number. So as this value, okay, looks like it is trying to pass Hyderabad to that salary field. So let's debug why that is happening. I think debugger got removed. I will show you one important option. Please observe carefully, which is related to debugging. Now I have some issue, right? What is the issue? What is the issue I have now? Tell me. What is the issue? What is the issue we are facing? No one is responding. Are you there? Or disconnected? Everyone disconnected.
Listen.
So what is the error we got? Why we got the runtime error? So no one is following the class. Why we got this error? Check this system exception. Why we got the error? Hyderabad cannot be interpreted as number. What it is saying? Even I have shown you the source code extract. Where we have the error? In which line we got the error? This line, where is trying to pass LV value to salary. So what it is saying in the initial error analysis? It is saying we are trying to pass Hyderabad to salary. Number type, right? Salary is integer, right? What is Hyderabad is a character type, right?
Yes, sir.
So somewhere there is some mismatch and we are trying to pass character data to integer. That's why we got the runtime exception, right? Inside the loop for some record, not for the all records. For some record, so we got the error, right? Now how to check that? First keep a breakpoint, execute 6. So we got the raw data into an internal table. So this is the raw data. If you observe, there is some issue in the data for the third record, right? What is the issue?
Yes, sir. Hash.
Instead of pipe separated, I think we have taken hash. That's why what it will do now, it will consider this complete value until
As a single field.
single field. So so it is populating employee ID to employee ID correctly. For employee name, it is populating employee name and salary, both values. For salary, it is populating Hyderabad. That is the issue, right? Are you guys following or not?
Yes, sir.
Some
So now debug it to find the issue. Debug, split the data for value. What is the value it is populated? So for this record, it is splitting correctly. For the second record also, salary is populated as expected. But for the third record, what happened? For value, we got Hyderabad instead of numerical value, that is salary. If there is no value, that should be blank, right? So that is causing runtime errors because we are trying to pass character type data to integer type, right? So now we are able to find this by debugging the program, right? How many records we debug? How many records
Three
we debug?
records.
3 records. If there are 1,000 records in the internal table and the error is at uh, let's say 900 record, like 901 record. Error is at 901 record. How many records we need to debug?
900.
900 records we need to debug. Then we are able to find the issue after 900 records. Correct? If there are
Yes, sir.
10,000 records in the internal table and the error record is somewhere after 5,000 records. Now, how many records you need to debug?
10,000 records left.
5,000 records you need to debug. But what is our requirement? We need to identify. So by going through the error analysis in ST22, you are able to find, right, on which line we have the issue? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we are able to find that there is a issue in line number 69. In error analysis, it is also providing. We are trying to pass a value Hyderabad, right? Check error analysis one more time. ST22 runtime errors. It is very important. Please observe carefully. So we got the conversion error. Go to source code extract here. On which line we got the error? Line number 69. So here LV value. Here you can see the arrow mark, right? It is indicating the line where you got the error. Go and check error analysis. What is the error? An attempt was made to interpret value Hyderabad as a number. It is trying to pass this value Hyderabad as a number. Copy this value. So it is trying to pass this value to the integer type. Now what we can do? I don't want to debug all the records. I don't want to debug all the records, but the debugger should automatically stop when it is able to find that value. Okay, that's my requirement. Is everyone able to understand? I don't want to debug all the records one by one. What is my requirement? The debugger should automatically stop when this LV value contains Hyderabad,
Head.
right? Now how can you do that? Execute. Keep breakpoint at the function module somewhere. F6. So the data is uploaded to raw data internal table. In this example, we have only six records, so that it is very easy to find it, right? But in case like when you are working in the projects, you might need to check thousands of records. You need to verify. So it will take time, right, to debug all those records to find that particular issue. But here, what I can do? What is this option? Watch point.
Watch point.
You can create a watch point instead of debugging all the loop, right? One by one, records one by one, right? So we can create a watch point. Select watch point. On which value you want to create the watch point. On which variable you want to create the watch point. You cannot create watch points on internal tables. You can create only on variables or work area fields. So on which value I want to create the watch point? LV value, right? Provide that variable name here. It's very important when you are working in the projects, and interview point of view also it is very important. So provide the variable name. Scroll down. What is this? Free condition entry. In free condition entry, what is our requirement? Whenever Hyderabad is populated to LV value, we need to stop, right? LV value equal to, in single quotes, that exact value. If it is case sensitive, pass as a case sensitive with all lowercase and uppercase values. Okay. Continue, click on continue. You need to scroll down to check that continue option. Click on continue. Watch point created. You can create watch points on variables as well as work area fields, work area hyphen field name, work area hyphen field name. You can also take this and provide the condition in free condition, free free condition values. Now press F7 or F8. I'm pressing F8. I'm not debugging one by one. Watch point. What it is saying?
Watch point reached.
Watch point reached. What is the tabix? 3.
Loop at tab.
That means loop already completed 2 records. Loop processing is already completed 2 records and it stopped at 3rd record because there is some issue like watch point condition is true here. That means LV value is Hyderabad, right? So it will automatically stop the breakpoint there so that we can easily find the issue, right? Without debugging thousands of records.
Yes, sir.
So watch points are very important when you are working on like when you are trying to debug something, when you are trying to find a issue. Okay. Let me fix the error in file first and we'll show one more example for watch point. So you need to practice creating watch points. So mostly when we use watch points, when we are looping thousands of records, right? And when we need to find a record with specific value, right? So we can create a watch point. Here we missed the pipe separator for the 3rd record. Save it. Keep breakpoint somewhere before the loop. Upload is completed. Now what's my requirement? I wanted to stop the breakpoint whenever the record city should be Delhi. When it is reached a record with Delhi value, the breakpoint should be stopped. I'll take now this one. I'll take ls data hyphen country. Now create the watch point. ls data hyphen city, not country, sorry. Now free condition entry, what you need to pass? Work area hyphen field name equal to, if
Delhi.
it is case sensitive, please check your value. Continue. Watch point is created. Now what is my expectation? Whenever a record with Delhi is populated to this work area, the breakpoint should be stopped, right? Now I'm pressing F8. I'm not, so I'm before the loop. I haven't started the loop yet. I'm pressing F8. Watch point reached at ls data city. Now check the value. The value populated is Delhi. Tab X is 6. That means sixth record. Now I can check the value and corresponding logic, right? So you can use watch points to set the breakpoint or to create the breakpoint at specific value. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions? Watch points are very important.